Hey everyone, welcome back. This is part 2 in my series where we take Novel Crafter and Open Router and go from having no idea what we want to write up to having a book that's ready for editing. So we're going to go from I want to write something but I don't know exactly what to alright, I've got a first draft, it needs edits, but it's ready for that next step. Something that one of my teachers told me that has really stuck with me, and he did not come up with this, but he was full of a lot of really great tidbits and tips, is that you can't edit a blank page. And that's where I think AI in general can really help us out, because sometimes getting started is hard, but AI can help get you over that first initial, I'm staring at a blank page, I want to write, but I have no idea what. So let's get into it. In this video, we are going to talk about that plan of a novel. We're going to talk about building characters and getting locations set up. We are going to have the basic outline done. And then in the next video, we are going to go through and make scene beats for each of those chapters that we're going to be building today. And then the video after that, we are actually going to start writing. So I could make this whole thing hours and hours long. We don't want to do that in this part. And then the next part where we actually make the scene beats and then put everything into the codex, that's going to take the longest part. And that's building up everything that the AI needs so that we can just seamlessly jump into it and just be like, okay, write this next part, write this next part. But this part, the planning part, just takes a little extra time, and we're going to go slow. And it's very easy. You may have noticed that I changed it from what it was before. I just called it romance novel now. I like writing romance. It's all I do. If you're going into this writing a sci-fi, you can have it be a sci-fi novel. I also have Open Router here open so that we're going to take a look and see exactly how much it costs to do each thing. And it's not expensive, I promise. I also have an image here that I created in Midjourney. I like to have a cover here, even if it's just a placeholder image. So that's all I'm doing. I'm taking this image that I created in Midjourney, which is AI for images, tossing it right there. Crop. She probably has nothing to do with this story, but she's pretty. She'll hold the place. It's all good. We're going to go right over to plan, and we're going to create from an outline. You can also do acts, and that's fine. Whatever your brain likes to do, I like to have an outline. We have 3-act structure. We have Save the Cat, Hero's Journey, the Pyramid, the Story Circle, the Curve, 24 chapters, and Story Clock. I like the 3-act structure because it's nice and even, but if you like having a little bit more direction, the 24 chapters works really well. If you like having more direction here, Story Clock works really well. Whatever your brain likes, whatever your style is, go for it. You can play around with these. So we're just going to create it. This creates our blank chapters. So now we can just go right over to chat. When we're ready, we're going to actually begin writing in this box. But in chat, we're right here. So for me, we're going to write a romance novel. And this is how we're going to start it. So now we're going to tell ChatGPT 4 Turbo that we're going to write a romance novel together. It's going to be between 2 people, they're adults, and it's going to be a contemporary romance. We're going to get popular tropes, and we can build off of that. This list may be something that you want to save so that you don't have to have it generate this list again. But if you like having that list, having it fresh each time, And that's perfectly fine. This will give a nice long list. And then we can see, okay, what do we like? Second chance romance is really nice. Not really a fan of love triangles. They can be done well, but not my favorite. So what if we combine Second Chance and Small Town? It's probably very Hallmarky, very sweet. There could be some good heartwarming moments in that. Some little mild angst maybe. So let's combine Small Town Romance and Second Chance Romance into a novel. Please provide an outline for this novel. This 18 chapters is going to tie directly into the plan with that outline that we just made with the 3-act summary, where each act has 6 chapters in it. So we have Emily, and then we have Jack. Oh, they were high school sweethearts. No, and if you are going to be writing this and you're not going to have the AI write the prose, maybe this is all you need, and then you can just toss it in, and Novel Crafter will help you keep everything kind of organized and make sure that everything is kind of where you need it to be. For the purposes of this video series, we're not doing that. We are going to edit it and we are going to make it our own, but we are not going to write the prose. And I'll show you what that means as soon as we get there. Alright, so that's everything that we need there. We have 18 chapters. It's a very brief, basic outline. Now we're going to go with, and this is important because this is going to go into our codex, which I'll show you in another video because it's a little involved, but we need this. So please provide detailed descriptions for all characters in this novel. Remember, there's no limit on what we're doing with ChatGPT, so it's not like you're going to run out of messages or anything like that, because we're paying per message. And I'll show you what that looks like as soon as we do this next one, where we get all the locations. So keep in mind that each of these people is going to be an entry into our codex. And it's just going to create those for you. We're just going to let it finish. Alright, it looks good. It's done. And now, please provide detailed descriptions for every location in this novel. And it's just going to do its thing. And then when we're done with this, it'll have every location that's important and every person that's important in our book. Alright, so we are good there. And then we will be taking all of this and putting it into the codex. And in the next video, we will be asking for specific detailed scene beats for each of those chapters. So we're going to end up with 18 very detailed chapter scene beats that we are going to plug into our plan. But what I want to show you now is we're going to refresh. So these 4 are what we just did. So we started here. That was 1 penny. That was 3 pennies. That was 4 pennies. That was 5 pennies. So as you can see, and this is US dollars. So as you can see, very cheap to get started. We now have all of our characters. We now have all of our locations. We have a basic outline. We have an idea. We kind of know where we're going, but we're going to get so much more in depth into that next video when we ask it to give us the full scene breakdown for each chapter. But thank you for visiting with me again. I hope you enjoyed this. See you next time on the third video where we really get into a lot of the details.